Hello YouTube and cool friends out there. This is Karen, naturally speaking, coming to you today with not a haul or anything, but just pretty much an update. I know some of the ladies on YouTube are doing the 21-day challenge. For me, I'm sort of doing the same thing, except for mine probably lasts a little bit longer than 21 days. I started my journey a while ago on trying to change what I eat and what I do daily. So basically, what I've done is, kind of, really stick to what I've been trying to accomplish, was to eat better and try to stay healthy as much as possible. Like I said in the video before, I am a type 2 diabetic, so certain foods that I had to eliminate from my diet, and there were some things that I did have to add to my diet daily, as well as of course incorporate more physical activity into my my routine as far as my journey go. What's really motivated me is looking at Miss Brandy on YouTube and Miss Lily on their challenges, and seeing how they accomplish what they're doing, as well as Beautiful Soul. I think she has a video out, 21-day challenge as well. And amongst I'm pretty sure there's a lot more out there that's pretty much going through this challenge. But in the meantime, I'm just doing this, trying to keep up, being consistent as much as possible. As far as some of the foods that I did eliminate, I eliminated a lot of them months ago. Such as, one of the things I did eliminate was like the coffee. Coffee doesn't necessarily, hurt if you're diabetic, but it does help, because one of the things that I did when I did drink coffee was I had sugar to it. So, and it does have a lot of caffeine. So it took me a while to get off the the caffeine fix from that. And once I overcome that, then I start eliminate things like, having less sugar in my diet, adding more fruit and vegetables, a lot of steamed vegetables at that, versus ones that are saturated in a lot of oils. The oil intake, I did eliminate some of the items from my diet, like hamburgers. That, of course, hamburgers have a lot of grease in them, and all the toppings will. I did have to eliminate that from my diet a lot. Not saying that there's anything wrong with, eating a hamburger, but for diabetic and the medicine that I had to take, a lot of grease and oil just kind of sit there and, go through you and take a while, and that's not that great for you. One of the things is incorporate more smoothies. Eating more fresh vegetables, and of course the fruit. My smoothies, I did more of the, add pineapples, add apples, add the strawberries, and, the raspberries and blueberries. Instead of adding sugar to them, I add raw honey, local honey. If you ever have a chance to, get local honey that's within like miles, not like states away, because the local honey is pretty much really good for you, especially if you have allergies. And I noticed that like the wildflower honeys did pretty good, and it does make the your smoothies taste good. As far as vegetable goes, I did incorporate more broccoli and more like the kale and the spinach into my diet. One of the recipes I'm gonna try is the like the eggplant. I'm gonna try to incorporate that into a meal. Some of the things that I did have to eliminate was like not eat too much potatoes. One of the things that for diabetic, potatoes, it does have starch in it. And even if you're not a diabetic, if you notice that if you do eat potatoes, you kind of, eat a lot of them, you kind of get sleepy afterwards because of the starch is really building up and causing your increase in insulin, and next thing you know, you're just I'm tired. So that was one of the things I did eliminate for my diet for a couple of months, and I did notice improvement. Another thing was like the rice. Those things need to be eaten in moderation versus eating them, big clump of them. Portion control. One of the things that you do have to learn is portion control. Meaning that your plate should have your either 3 items. For me, I did 3 items, and it was only but maybe a half a scoopful. It wasn't that much. So basically, I had spaces on my plate, no matter what, and I would slowly eat my food, and that kind of helped me out because after a while, you feel like you're full, and it's I know it is a challenge to say, oh, I want some more, but you tell yourself, okay, I'm done. And that was one of the big things that was very challenging for me, was telling myself, oh, I don't want that. And I did skip dessert. I did add more water to my diet, which was very challenging because normally, of course, water doesn't have any taste to it. So then, of course, your willingness to really drink it. But I did add things like lemon, a lime to my water, and I would at least drink, at least during a day at work, 3 cupfuls up to, 24 ounces of water during the daytime as much as possible. Pop, wasn't a big pop drinker, so that wasn't too bad as not drinking pop. But mainly I did just do more water. Some fruit juices, a lot of fruit juices do have a lot of sugar in them versus, having actual juice in them. I did some, like I said, incorporate smoothies, and all is about hydrating yourself. And then exercising. What I did is I started out slow. I started out walking on treadmill, and then I end up adding an incline. Then I end up adding, maybe hand weights, and I do 20 minutes on treadmill, and then I do like 30 minutes of hand weights. Basically, I wasn't trying to, I would lift only, but 10-pound dumbbells only for each arm, and do arm exercises, and then eventually I still keep up with the treadmill, 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes of the treadmill, and then I incorporate some lifting weights, and then I do a lower body. I use one of the knotless type machines. As far as that, I did squats, but nothing like where I would end up being too sore the next day where I just give up. So that was one thing that you do have to start out slow. Don't try to go all out because you will end up saying, oh, I can't do this. The next thing was definitely try not to eat so late, nothing heavy in the evening time, especially if you end up exercising evening time. I did incorporate like protein shakes as well. When you exercise, instead of trying to eat like, everything in the kitchen, try to get a little bit of, probably like, 8 ounces of a protein shake. If not, 6 ounces. At least get that in you, and then drink a little bit of water, try to relax, and then you realize like, oh, I didn't eat nothing, and then you start to cycle the next day. So it is coming challenge, so, just stick with it, and pretty much, pace yourself. Like I said, I didn't eliminate everything at the same time. I just eliminate things slowly but surely. One other thing was like bread. I don't know if I talked about that, but bread. I always, have bread. Instead of having bread with every meal, just, say I'm going to have bread, at one meal, or at just 2 meals instead of 3. And then eventually, after a week, eliminate the bread from just 1 meal a day until you get to a point where you just maybe eating bread maybe 3 times a week with the meal. So, and then you realize how different it is to say, look, I really don't need the bread, have a roll with my food because I have 3 items here already, and that's all I need. So, and that will definitely, the carbs and that will definitely, go down, and you don't have, the carb intake will be low, but at the same time, you do have to exercise. Some carbs is good, but you don't need like an overload of it to to help maintain you, it's best to, if you're going to eat it, do exercise. So I think that's all for right now. Till I come back and I give you more updates. We'll talk to you later. Bye.